morning and welcome to First Friday Lunch. I am going to be toggling, kind of looking down at my phone where I've got some, I can read your comments or whatever so that I can see them, because I'm like, otherwise I'm actually facing, I think, a really good light here on the, I'm facing east or whatever, but the sun's coming into this window in my kitchen. And the reason I'm not in my office is because my daughter is staying with us. And so she's sleeping in our guest room, much like when my sister comes to visit. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll do it in the kitchen with the blurred background and everything. So that would hopefully be okay for you guys to view. So I see we've got 2 people logged on. Yay, yay. One of them might be me, I guess. I could be excited. Anyway, so welcome to First Friday Lunch. Today we're going to talk all about the month of April, because I've got a lot of stuff going on this month and I kind of wanted to share it with you. And as we do always, we will talk a little bit about taxes in the month of April, and I will go over my spreadsheet that I have that I use to file my taxes every year. We will start with 2023 because that's where I'm at, but it's the same tax sheet that I used last year as well. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see, I want to do this one, I think. And sent. Give me just a moment. All right, I'm going to go down here. We're going to slideshow. So this is what I've got kind of going on in the month of April. I am participating in the A to Z challenge with Writer's Zen Garden. I'll put their link to their Facebook below. I am doing Camp Nano, and I'm going to be finishing Wind Resistant. And then I have my Regency out on submission, which I've actually had on submission since January. And I did a follow-up when I came back from the Writers Zen Garden low-key retreat. I did a follow-up with the publisher that had it, and they said it had hit their spam mail, and so they were going to read it and get back to me. So hopefully I'll hear from them by the end of the month. I'm formatting a project for a client. I've started taking on clients. I'm doing formatting for them, so I'm not doing like entire book layouts unless they need me to, but pretty much just formatting using Atticus. And then I'm formatting the FM Falls anthology, and I have to file my taxes. So I'll be filing my taxes when my husband gets back from South Africa. He's on vacation. And so it's been very busy this month already in April. My sister's coming at the end of the month. Typically, I have really busy months in September and October because there's just a lot of events going on. And there are as well in March and April, because normally there is I don't know what it is about those 2 months. Part of it's the tax season and all the Camp Nano, the A to Z challenge. I've done those in years past as well. And it's when the season of conferences starts to kick off too, is in that March, April timeframe. So this isn't anything unusual, and it's kind of nice to get it out of the way. And then when you get to May, I kind of have like a little downtime before our season starts at work. So just looking to see if anybody's got any messages. Nope. Okay, perfect. Because I can't see super great as the light's coming in, which is great for you guys because you can see me, but I can't see very well as the screen. So I am going to go to this tax form now. I'll pop over here to see if we have any questions. I don't think so. Nope, nothing. All right, perfect. So the next thing I was going to show you was this tax form. And so this is how I do my taxes every year. So this upper level here, this is a spreadsheet that I've made in Google Docs. So it's not a super complicated, it's just like items over here, and then over is just the months across. And so every month I kind of track. I'm obviously behind because I haven't put in my sales for Book Boutiques, Ingram Spark, because I have Courtesan of Constantinople available through bookstores and Amazon as well. And then Draft to Digital. I have both Draft to Digital and Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Actually, I have to put them on there. I have Snow by Any Other Name, which was originally part of the Tales from the Frozen North anthology. And now I've got just that short story available in ebook on digital platforms. So I'll be tracking that as well. So those are kind of where my incomes come in. So this is my publisher, Book Boutiques. And then Ingram Spark is Ingram Spark, Amazon DTD, and we went over those. Okay, so then those are my royalties. Then I have other income. I don't use this one a lot, but if it doesn't fit neatly into here, but it's related to books, I will put it there. But I do have book signings down because like when I do conferences, that might all be hand sales via cash. And so that goes in there. Then I subtract out the books that I purchased from Amazon or Ingram, wherever I bought them from. And then I get my total gross income for the month. Then when you get these numbers that I have over here on the side, the number 7, the number 8, the number 9, these are the actual tax. Like if you are filing your taxes, these years ago when I created it, this was the number on the tax line. And so I just put that over there as a reference. I haven't really updated it, but I literally went out to like, if I'm going to fill out a form, this is number 7, number 8. So these are, you get your total gross income. And then these are the items that you deduct starting at 8. So you would deduct advertising costs. So that would include things like your website. If you did a book tour online and paid somebody to do that, that's similar. I do deductible miles for my Mini Cooper. And actually, I don't know if that might be in the wrong category because I'm like, my car's been parked for a while. So maybe. And then legal and professional fees. If you pay dues to any membership, I have RWA dues, but I haven't belonged to RWA for a couple of years. But formatting and editing was something that I added here because I actually had The Courtesan of Constantinople formatted and I had this Regency book edited. So those costs went into 2022. Office expenses. This includes things like postage. This was a really big deal many moons ago when you used to mail, your manuscript to a publisher and you had to send a self-addressed stamped envelope to get it back, or they could shred it for you. But it used to be you'd have mail, like an 800-page manuscript, and then you'd have to wait for them to reject or accept you, or maybe you wouldn't find out unless they mailed your manuscript back. But those postage costs could add up quite a bit. So that's one of the things that you would include in office expenses. Supplies are things like paper, pencils, notebooks, journals, those types of things. Taxes and licenses this isn't really applied to me. I guess if I was paying taxes for a piece of property, like I had an office or something, maybe, and you don't really have licenses, but you could put things like, I guess you put things like your ISBNs in there. I usually put those in supplies or office expenses. I don't remember where I put them. And then I get down to this chunk of travel. So I traveled and went to a book signing in Bismarck, Mandan. And that was, that's like what it cost me for some other things. I actually stayed with a friend. So I didn't have any expenses other than really meals. So, and that's similar to the WZG, the Writers on Garden Retreat that's every September. I don't really have a hotel expense, but that's kind of where that goes. I did go out there this year and I had a hotel expense in front of it. So that will put, for the low-key retreat, I had some expenses. So I'll put that in here this year as well. And then you have other expenses like, I don't know, research. I call it research, but if I were to go to a museum to learn something else, I would call that research. Any books that I buy about like a specific time period, that's research. I know people that deduct their actual reading, like if you're writing romance and they will go ahead and deduct all the romance books they buy. I don't do that unless I can, if it's literally a craft book or something period related to what I'm writing about, I will do that. But otherwise I don't do it. I also do not do, I'm not comfortable deducting my office expense because I don't really have a dedicated office. Clearly I'm in my kitchen today. So I don't have a dedicated office space. And my understanding is that's kind of the only way you can deduct that. So rather than risk being audited, I just leave it alone. So that's kind of my tax. I mean, this is kind of all I had to really talk about today. I did want to mention one thing briefly that I'm going to stop sharing here for a minute. And briefly, I had just read, and I think this is going to be a real game changer. I just read that Draft to Digital is now doing print. They got the whole print all lined up, and I don't know what their distribution looks like compared to Ingram Sparks, but they're going to be giving, much like Amazon does, they're going to be doing free ISBNs, although Amazon does an ASIN, but with free ISBNs, which is a big chunk of the self-publishing when you go to Ingram, that's kind of one of the reasons is you want the distribution that Ingram has. And then also you want to be able to get into bookstores, which most bookstores require you to go through Ingram. I don't know what that's going to look like for Draft to Digital, but with free ISBNs, oh my God, that's going to be huge because you're going to be able to go ahead and have more distribution areas other than Amazon. And Barnes & Noble now does it too. But even if you go to Barnes & Noble and they will issue you an ISBN, for some reason, as I know a couple people that work at Barnes & Noble, that doesn't necessarily get your book on the shelf, but it is orderable through Barnes & Noble, which is kind of nice if you're looking for more of a wide distribution other than just Amazon. But with Draft to Digital coming into the game too, if they can get access to those smaller bookstores, like you have a hometown bookstore that doesn't work with Amazon, but maybe will only work with Ingram, but you don't really have the money to cough up for an ISBN because they do get to be kind of expensive. That's going to be kind of a game changer. So I'm curious to see how people will do that. It's something I might look at for this Regency that I'm doing if the distribution on it is pretty good. So I would rather order books through Draft to Digital than through Amazon anyway. I've been pretty disappointed in the stuff that we've ordered through Morehead Friends Writing Group. We ordered an anthology set, and I've been pretty disappointed with the Ingram print runs. I don't know why they're not. Used to be Amazon had bad print runs, and now it's kind of them. So I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, it's a little disappointing. So I do not see. Let me peek and see if we have questions. Okay, up. Comments. Oh, Barbara's on. Hi, Barbara. Nice to see you. So I kind of expected a few more people just because it's Good Friday, but also maybe just because it's Good Friday, that may not be working out very well for people just because it's, all right, try to close this there. That probably will make my feed go better. But does anybody have any questions? Nothing? I can let you go. It could be a short one. We've had short ones before. So, I don't know if anybody else is participating in this month's A to Z challenge, but that has been, it's been interesting. I've participated in a lot of them. I always do the Writers on Garden. I've never done it on my own. My friend A. Catherine Noon will oftentimes do multiples. She'll do them through a few different blogs, but I've just done them. And basically it's where you pick a letter per month. So as I do those, I will probably be posting on my blog where I'm going to be that day. Because I know normally I do interviews on Thursdays, but I have a couple Thursday letters that I got. So I will be doing that instead of posting interviews. So we'll just pick up on interviews again in May. I think it's just the last 2 weeks or maybe the middle 2 weeks that I'm not going to have anybody available. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, though. We're going to be doing that. I will be wrapping up that anthology. I did misspell First Friday. Frist Friday. That's what it is. It's First Friday. Can't believe I did that. So, yes, welcome to First Friday lunch. I think it's the same. I think it was misspelled last month, too, because that was like one of the banners that I did not change. So, eek. Not cool. Not cool. All right. Well, I am going to actually end the broadcast because I've got company and I know you guys are probably wanting to get back to stuff with your Friday. If you're not working, you're probably spending it home with your family. So I will let you all get back to that. Next month, We're going to have First Friday lunch. Is it First Friday or First Friday? It's First Friday lunch, May 5th. So, Cinco de Mayo at 11:30 a.m. So go ahead and pencil me in for lunch.